we're back, and welcome back for another edition of the biweekly update for the Algonquin Amateur Radio Club and its weekly Sunday night net. The Sunday night net, usually we do the slides and everything else, so depending who's on, if I'm on it, I may go through the slides and things like that. But because of my work schedule, I want to apologize to everybody. I didn't get out this second volume till today. Um, I did the whole thing yesterday. I've been working a lot, and yesterday was my first day off in like 3 weeks. So I was able to get the slides done, get them recorded, and things like that. So I wanted to first say thank you for your patience. I do apologize. I know I said every other week. I'm trying, but you know, work comes first. So that's where the money is. So what do we got in today's episode? We have information about Hamfests. Number one thing is our one here in Marlboro in September, Northeast Exposition. We also have information about the new RF exposure. We have information about classes, well, not classes, but actually VE sessions as always. And you're going to notice a new format a little bit. And I've gotten rid of the brown background, used the white background, easy to read slides. And we're always going to have a section for the Eastern Mass ARRL section. So the ARRL's Eastern Mass section, it's the both of them put together, but you'll see. So looking for content. If you have any content you want me to add in, please send it to me. If you want to do a special blurb video and have me add it, I will do that. So, all right, this is again being shown on two different um, channels: my KA1GDQ and my Joe from New England. So it's on both channels. So for those from Joe from New England coming over to the amateur radio, the KA1GDQ, welcome and congrats if you're working on your license. And those who went from KA1GDQ to Joe from the Cape, I mean Joe from New England. I used to be Joe from the Cape years ago on for other reasons, but Joe from New England, I expanded it out. We're going to be doing. We've done some spots on, for instance, the national park up in Concord, where I've done some spots with the village, Rentham Village outlets. I've done a spot recently just posted over to Hebert's. Hebert's Candies and Shrewsbury. So there's a spot about Kennedy's. If you're in Marlboro, you know what I'm talking about, folks. Great food. So let's go on with the Algonquin Amateur Radio Club bi-weekly update. So coming up now is what I was basically posted yesterday. So on with the news. And welcome to the Algonquin Amateur Radio Club bi-weekly update, 2 weeks late. Ladies and gentlemen, I first want to apologize because of the fact that work has been so busy. I haven't had any chance to get to do this. So today's date is Saturday, the April 24th, 2021. I even haven't a chance to shave, so I'll do that later tonight. But you got me in the bearded look. And get my hair cut. So just a little bit ago, thanks to Christy. So one of Diane's good friends. So let's get to the Algonquin Amateur Radio Club bi-weekly update and see what's going on in the amateur radio world here in the Marlboro, Massachusetts area and with the Eastern Mass section of the ARRL. So just a reminder, we have nets every Sunday night. Our next net's going to be September 25th, 2021 at 7 p.m. On the 446-675 Marlboro repeater with a PL 20 of 88.5 and -5 offset for its operation. Again, I am still looking for operators, become net control operators for the net, and because of the work schedule, it kind of tough getting in there and getting done. But thanks to a great job by behind the scenes, I get home and Diane has dinner on the table, and then I jump right in sometimes. So all the times I have to jump on this and eat at the same time. So, but there we go. So, and this is why we've been doing. I started doing this. So, once again, thank you very much. All right. So again, if you're interested, please contact me at ka1gdq@arrl.net or gmail.com to become a net control operator for our Sunday night nets. The more we have, the less you have to do it. Just to cover a few things for the schedule, April 8th was, and April 20th. I knew I should have taken those off the screen. Oh well. But though we did have our meetings on the 8th and 20th of April. And May 13th is our next meeting for the Algonquin Image Radio Club, and we will be having our elections. It's the same crew and unopposed, so if you do want to run, please get your name out there. Right now, it's going to be the same members as it was last year. So the EOC again, we'll have a meeting on May 18th, again on MS Teams. By the way, the May 13th is on Zoom for the Algonquin Amateur Radio Club, and then after that we have a June 10th meeting. Ships Weekend is not going to happen, at least not in New Bedford. We decided to hold off due to COVID, and we're going to end up doing that next year. But this year, you can still participate by operating from home. Let's see how many people can get ships, and we'll all for bragging rights. Let's see how many ship contacts you get, and how many QSL cards you get back. So let's see what happens here. So we'll take the contacts by, say, mid-July, and then we'll say by September, we'll see what we have here at the first big meeting, how many QSL cards you get from the ships. So there we go. And then our last EOC meeting is going to be June 15th on MS Teams. Maybe in person. We're not sure yet. Okay. And then June 26th, 27th is Field Day. And with Field Day going on, we're trying to go up to Stowe, up to Crow Island in Stowe, Mass. Again this year, and we'll be teaming up with the Waltham Amateur Radio Club. So, and that's June 26th and 27th. Just to cover a couple of numbers, again, please, folks, please get your vaccinations. Please go ahead and keep doing the social distancing, and please keep wearing the masks. The reason behind it is that we're still at 2.03%. Now we're down from what we were before, but we need to get it back up. We need to get lower than that. We got to get back where it was pre-COVID, like before COVID. But what we want to do is make sure we can get this down below 2, and then let's get it below 1.5. Let's get it down below 1. By the vaccinations, by social distancing, by using the masks, we should be able to do that. Okay. Just so we know, we had 1,452 cases each as of April 23rd. These are April 23rd numbers. Okay, or released on April 23rd, data as of April 22nd. 1,452 cases, 2.03 positivity rate. All right, with 92,000 tests that were given. So again, if you're feeling kind of go get tested, see what happens. Okay. And right now, this time of year is kind of tough because you don't know if it's the cold, if it's the flu, if it's allergies, or if it's COVID. So let's just be safe. Okay. All right. So we go to the next one. Okay. I didn't fix this here, but and this should say, even though we were in the spring, in the time of the springtime of the year, we can still have a bunch of different storms between snowstorms like we had last week. We could have tornadoes like we had last week. 2 tornadoes. Okay, I'll be getting to that in a minute. Okay, downpours, downdrafts, anything can happen this time of year. So with that, make sure you have your emergency kit ready to go. You have food, water, as well as stuff in your car. Okay, and in case something happens, water in your car, snacks in your car, make sure you have it. So in case something happens, especially on a long trip, you're good to go. I mean, well, meaning that you could survive until you get help. So let's make sure we do that. And again, a cheap Bofang $35 on Amazon Prime, like Amazon Prime on Amazon, uh, 35 to 50 thereabouts, depending what it is, and you can get a cheap one, put it in the car, put some batteries with it, and keep it there. And if it's a rechargeable battery pack, get two and swap them out every month. You know, just charge it up, put a fresh one on, take the old, put it back on the charger. All right, so remember to do that. As I mentioned, there were two. I'll say again, two tornadoes in New England. One was in Amina, Dutchess County, New York, and one was also in Bullsbridge down towards South Kent, Litchfield County in Connecticut. The EF1 was in New York and the F0 was in Connecticut. But that's two here in the Northeast. So just, watch out. Watch the weathers and the warnings. Okay. Some more news. The Lantern Battering Challenge went well. We did we had a great time. We had a great presentation by three presenters, Mike, Skip, and Eric. So thank you very much to the three of them of how they did and what they did. So next year we decided to do it again. Now we all been given the heads up. So 1 January is when it starts. Last day is 31 March. What we want to do is see how many contacts we can make off one battery pack, okay? One lantern battery, all right? So we need 6 volts put together, and and then we bring up the 12 volts, and then we'll see how, and then we can operate, and then see how long it will last. So let's see if we can get more people interested in it next year. It could be VHF, UHF, repeater, direct. It doesn't matter. Let's see how many points. Let's see how many contacts we can make on that. HF, VHF, UHF, whatever. Museum Ship Weekend, folks. That is, as I mentioned before, we're not going down to Battleship Cove this year. However, you can do it from home. The idea to this is how many ship contacts can you make during this weekend? How many QSL cards can you get in the mail? All for bragging rights. Let's do that, okay? And then field day. Okay, we are doing field day. Okay, and there's some field day rules that we'll be going through. So, all right. Now, I got to pause. I'll finish this a little bit, and I'll be right back. And we're back. So, we're talking about field day 2021. And the temporary rules waiver, again, still in effect for Class D stations, may contact all other field day stations, including other Class D stations, for points. Class D and E stations are limited to 150 watts PEP, peak envelope power. See Field Day Rules 4.6. Field Day entries and result submissions. The entries must be postmarked and submitted via the web app at https field-day-awr.org/fdentry.php by Tuesday, July 27, 2021. Late entries cannot be accepted. And to view entries received, see Field Day Submissions at the bottom of the page. Again, that website is http field-day.awr.org/fdentries rcvd.php. And to submit your field day results, see the field day packet, section 8, for the web app. Now, the field day packet is there's different downloads, but you can get one download with everything in it. That's the full packet. I recommend that. Okay. And the bands to operate are 160, 80, 40, 20, 15, 10, and all bands above 50 megahertz, as always. So, and for the Aarc members, I did email out a couple weeks ago, or maybe a month ago now, with all the rules and the whole packet to everybody. So you should have it. Um, this is one I did not update. Okay. We do have a location. We are going to try the Crow Island right now. Okay. Um, we can, we're trying to, we can use it if we get enough people. That's what we're looking for. So, and we're not using the firehouse this year. So we do have Crow Island. So sorry about that, but we do have Crow Island. ARL Eastern Mass Section events and news. Armed Forces Day crossband test, May 7th and 8th. This is a cross between Mars, Army Mars, and amateur radio operators. As it says here, the Army Military Auxiliary Radio System will host this year's Armed Forces Day crossband test scheduled for May 7th and 8th, 2021. This annual event, is open to all licensed amateur radio operators and will not impact any public or private communications. For more than 50 years, military and amateur radio stations have taken part of this event, which is only an exercise scenario designed to include hobbyists and government radio operators alike. The Armed Forces Day crossband test is a unique opportunity to test two-way communications between military communicators and radio stations in the amateur radio service, as authorized in 47 CFR 97.111. These tests have provided opportunities and challenges for radio operators to demonstrate individual technical skills and tightly control exercise scenario that do impact any public or private communications. For complete, for the complete participating stations, a complete list of participating stations. I need to get a new tongue here. Stations, modes, frequencies, and times. Check the website http://www.dodmars.org/home/Armed Forces Day 2021. Armed-Forces-Day-2021. And that's one of the hot ones I found out. And again, this is all this information I have found up on the Eastern Mass website. That's actually up on ema.arl.org. However, this is the important one. Updated radio frequency exposure rules become effective on May 3rd, 2021. Okay, and this was put out on April 12th. The FCC has announced that rule changes detailed in the lengthy 2019 report in order governing RF exposure standards go into effect May 3rd, 2021. The new rules do not change existing RF exposure limits, but they do require that stations in all services, including amateur radio, be evaluated against existing limits, unless they are exempted. For stations already in place, the evaluation must be completed by May 3rd, 2023. After May 3rd of this year, 2021, any new station or any existing station modified in a way that it's likely to change the RFE profile, such as a different antenna or placement or greater power, will need to conduct an evaluation by the date of the activation or change. In the RF report in order, the Commission anticipated that few parties would have to conduct reevaluations under the new rules, and that such evaluations will be relatively straightforward. The FCC said, it's nevertheless adopted a 2-year period for parties to verify and ensure compliance under the new rules. The amateur radio service is no longer categorically excluded from certain aspects and amended, and licensees can no longer avoid performing an exposure asset because they are transmitting below a given power level. Can no longer avoid. I'm going to have to take a look at that. However, if you have any questions about this, okay, I took a look at this here, and unfortunately, my little screen here is blocking it. But it said, by looking at this table 1.1, if you were running less than 50 watts on VHF or 10 meters, or below 75 watts on 12 meters, or below 100 on 15, below 125 on 17 meters, below 225 watts on 20 meters, okay? And you see the scale. You by the way, this looks like you're exempted from it. But from reading that last statement, I don't think we are. I'm not sure. So if you take a look on the next page here, there is a discussion coming up on April 24th. Folks, I just realized that was today. So, and that was at, I'll take that back. That's not on April 24th. Today's the 24th. Oh, it's posted on today. It is on April 27th. Okay, it's April 27th that this discussion is on Zoom. All right, and it's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So the new FCC RF exposure rules become effective, as said, May 3rd. But do not fret. K9HI will explain what we should do, and he wants us to forward this out to everybody. So definitely take a look at it. And again, this was posted today. So and this is going to be on the 27th. So it's going to be Tuesday the 27th at 7:30 p.m. So click on the link and let's join them and let's see what comes up. So actually, this was posted by K9HI, but it's being done by Dan Brown, WNDAN. So, all right, there's that. Anybody interested in looking for a license, getting the licenses or upgrading the licenses? I've added a couple websites, hamradioschool.com. Actually, I was up on this one. It was actually pretty interesting. I gave it a couple of quick test runs, and shocked them all I did. But there's like short quizzes for each one, and it'll tell you how your knowledge and how well you're doing. So, and they're actually taken from the question pool. Now, the question pool for the text ends in 2022, so it gives you one more year to use it. Then we get a whole new test. I think it's around June or July 2022 we get the new test takes effect. So, all right, so it's 2022. But there's hamradioschool.com, and there's a tech in the general link right there. Okay, and there's qrz.com/hamtest. That's always been up there. You go to QRZ, you sign in, go to resources, click on practice exams. There's also the Hamtest Online, which is www.hamradiolicenseexams.com. So, all right. Let's take a look at some of these here. These are the updated VE news, VE sessions, and I didn't fix this. As you notice, I changed the slides a little bit. I went with the white background, and not everything. I caught everything to change over to black, so I apologize for that. But it's easier. It's easier to read. But we do have on May 1st. This is May 1st through the May 19th. We have Dartmouth on May 1st. We have Natick on May 4th. Braintree has 3 sessions on the 8th. Falmouth also has a session on the 8th. The 16th is Natick. It's also my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, sis. The 17th is in Swansea. The 18th is in Natick, and the 19th is in Cambridge. So there you go. There are test sessions. Again, if you want to copy these slides, email me k1gdq@awrl.net or gmail.com, and I'll be glad to send you a copy. What happened? I went one too many and I can't go back. What did I miss? Well, let me pause and find out. Okay, I guess I didn't skip something here. I thought I did. Anybody who's looking to borrow a book or needs it booked, the club has bought 2 books from the Golden West collection for technicians, and we still have one left. Matter of fact, it's right here. So, still get one left. It's owned by the club. Anybody needs to borrow it or knows somebody that wants to get their tech license, I have a book from them used. So I can borrow it, use it, and then return it. So if you're going to make marks, use pencil. That's all I ask, because again, it's one of those deals where it's I like to spread it around, but it's all good to 2022 anyway. So. But, all right, so if anybody needs a copy of the book, please contact me, ka1gdq@aarl.net or gmail.com. The Gunk County Amateur Radio Club Biweekly Update with me, Joe Reynolds. In case you're wondering, I also do Joe from New England, so I'm one and the same. This will be on both the K1GDQ page and the Joe from New England page. Now back to our updates. The K1 USN Slow Speed Test. K1, this is a great way to get your skills back up with CW. They have, and now where it's, summertime and everything else, it's going to be 20 to 2100 UTC. It's always been 20 to 2100 UTC, or 001 to 000 to 001 UTC. What that basically means is it's during the summer months, okay, the daylight savings time. It's 8 to 9 p.m. on Sundays and 4 to 5 on Fridays. In the wintertime, it's 7 to 8. So you can definitely join our net from 7 to 8 on the 446-675 repeater. You can get done with that and switch over to this and join the slow speed net test and get some CW practice in. I need to get a Kier, and I need to get my ears back and tuned back up to CW because I need the practice. I'm an advanced. I did 13 words a minute. I'm proud of that, but I don't even remember it. Matter of fact, Diane and I tonight were just talking about Morse code. All right. About our calls.
Please
she knows her call, and I know my call.
Instructions are made by health and your physician.
So I definitely want to get back into it as well. So, but for everybody else, if you got a Kier and everything else, get up there, start listening, and start participating in the slow speed test. K1 USN is based out of Braintree. It's in the used to be out of the USS Salem, out of the Fall River Shipyard in Quincy. And then they had to leave the ship. They thought the ship was going to move. They took everything out, and they moved into the library in East Braintree, I think it's called, right on the Braintree Weymouth line. Literally, it's right on the line. But tune in, and if you run into buying the game, tell them I said hi. Webinars. The AWR webinars, they're still going strong. We got coming up here is an HF noise mitigation. This is, I guess, a reschedule. It's now Thursday, May 6th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And this is an educational seminar to help both new and experienced amateurs who are on HF and find themselves plagued with noise. We'll learn what noise is, about the various noise sources, and how to mitigate those noises using a variety of techniques. Sounds like a very interesting webinar, and especially if you're like in low bands, like in 3.8, which is 75 meters and 40 meters. I always found out grinding it works better too. If you back when we were growing up, our house had the hot water, and I found out when I wrapped a solid piece of wire from my Kenwood TS430S onto the water pipe, the noise level went right down. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So So definitely I gotta do it here as well. So another thing is I'll talk about the W1AW antenna farm at ARRL headquarters, and that's being put on by the station manager Joe Garcia, November Juliet 1 Quebec. So, and that's going to be on Tuesday, May 8th. Okay, and that's going to be, correction, May 18th at 1 p.m. So the next one we have is going to be June 8th at 1 p.m. also. How ARRL technician and technical information service can help you. Learn all about the ARRL technical information source, the TIS, and the expert ARRL laboratory staff who answer thousands of questions each year from members. Get tips about projects, suggestions to address various station installations, and help for some of your most pressing ham operator questions. You'll discover how to search at ARRL's extensive periodicals archive, find helpful articles, read test reports, access technical forums, and find answers to technical questions and beyond the lab. Again, that's Tuesday, June 8th. So, all right. Guess what, folks? Conventions are back, and they're starting to pour in. I remember last time I did this a month ago, there was only a couple. Now there's a whole bunch between Gosham and then the other one that was like in September after the Ham Expo. So, but this is what we got going on. All right, let's take a look. All right, let's talk about this first. Okay, the Algonquin Amateur Radio Club Bike Weekly Update would like to remind everybody that the Northeast Ham Exposition, this is an ARRL convention, okay, is back on. It is on. It's September 10th, 11th, and 12th. This is the old Boxborough, okay? It's at it's the Best Western Royal Plaza in Marlborough, Massachusetts. As mentioned the last time, this is a better location than what it was in Boxborough. Let me explain why. Right next door, you have a bunch of places to eat. You can have Subway, okay? Well, actually, Subway just changed, but you have Chipotle. You have a Chinese restaurant, okay? You also have Hannaford's, okay? You also have Boston Market. You also have Friendly's across the street in the Apex Center. You have the 110 Grill. You have Qdoba. You have Chick-fil-A. You have Wendy's. If you want to spend a little extra money, they have a hibachi grill, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's in the Apex Center. So there's a whole bunch of stuff right there. As well, in the Apex Center, you know, there's a full restaurant and bar and everything else. There's everything there. Hotels. Let me tell you about the hotels. You have the NBC Suites, which is one I forgot. I couldn't remember last time. The NBC Suites. You do have um, the Hyatt Place. You have the Fairfield Inn, as well as you have the Best Western. And you also have the Hampton Inn. So that's 5 hotels right there. Hampton Inn, Best Western, Fairfield Inn, Hyatt Place, NBC Suites. Okay. And I think I heard they might be reopening. I don't know if they're reopening the courtyard. They might be. Okay, which is up the street. Oh, one other place you can eat at, 99 Restaurant. That's also right there too, top of the hill. And you got Jersey Mike's Sub Shop. It's also there. Loaded. Everything there. Anytime you want to get a bite to eat, it's all there. And that stretch of road from 495 down to the bottom of the hill. You also have the place where we have our banquet, our Christmas banquet almost every year. Linguini's. Great Italian food, great pizza. Give it a shot. Okay, so anybody coming in and watching this and trying to think, oh, about this, this is one reason why they moved it there. It's a great place to, great location. Bob DeMattia, K1IW should be, applauded big time for moving it over there. able to renew it from last year, where it was canceled because of the what's been going on. So take a look at that. Okay, very very great place to have it. Congratulations to Bob and the gang. Keep up the great work. Let's go make, and this is going to be one successful ham exposition, especially with the first big one that I know of in the area. So, all right. Um, so other ones that are going on. Okay, in Goshen, Connecticut, the Berkshire, the Southern Berkshire Miniature Radio Club, they're going to have their Hamfest on May 22nd. On June 5th, there's one up in Herman, Maine, by the Pine State Amateur Radio Club. The information on that, go to November 1 MikeEcho.com. That's number1maine.com. November1MikeEcho.com. Oh, by the way, for the Berkshire Club is sberk.org. Three others. On 8/29, we have the Western Connecticut Hamfest out of Newtown, Connecticut. It's an ARRL Hamfest put on by the Candlewood Radio Association at CARA Radio Club. So cararadioclub.org. Again, that's going to be August 29th. Again, the Hamvention in Marlborough, September 10th to the 12th. And the Windsor, Maine Hamfest, the Windsor Hamfest, it's called, the Windsor, Maine, and that is going to be September 18th. So, slew coming up this summer. Chance to get out, see other hams. Again, let me stress it again. Wear your mask, social distance, okay, and get your vaccines. Get both vaccines before going out there. And the reason why is you're protected, and they'll be protected. If you do get it, it won't be as bad. Okay? Hams, we got to stick around. And we need to get the kids involved too. And that's gonna be another whole nother thing. How we talk. We need to get on to how to bring in more youth into the hobby. So, some of the bad news about Hamfest, Nairfest is canceled here in May. So Nairfest is canceled. They canceled that. But we're expecting a great turnout for the fall. So again, that'd be Nairfest up in New Hampshire. Okay, Dayton's also canceled, unfortunately, and that was going to be 5/21 to 5/23, but that one has been canceled. Let's talk about the contest calendar. Okay, club contests going on. There's none in May, believe it or not. And then June, we have the June VHF contest on the 12th to the 14th. June 19th is Kids Day, and then once again, Field Day on the 26th, 27th. July 10th and 11th is the IARU HF World Championships. And in August, we have the 220 up distance contest, the 10 gigahertz and up round 1 on the 21st, 22nd, and the rookie roundup for RITI on the 22nd of August. September, I'm sorry to make these any bigger, but September VHF is 11th to the 13th, and 18th, 19th September is the 10 gigahertz and up round 2. In October, we have the School Club Roundup, 18th, 22nd, and the EME 2.3 gigahertz and up contest on the 23rd and 24th of October. So that's going right through from now right through the summer into the fall. Now this is interesting. All this is the same day. The QSO parties, I actually had to put the QSO party, information off to the left because they look like a place I can squeeze it in. There's so much information happened on May 1st alone. May 1st to the 2nd, we have, we'll start with New England because that's where we're at, the New England QSO party. Okay? And that is May 1st and the 2nd. That includes all the states in New England. So come on down. And that, in actuality, where this listing is, it was actually listed by each state. I just made it because of lack of room. New England QSO party. And then, so it's all New England. So let's all jump in and have fun with that. Arizona, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, Oregon, Utah, Washington, Wyoming, Delaware, and Indiana. All those QSO parties are happening on 5/1, May 1st, 2021. Some other ones going on May 8th is Arkansas. That's the last one in May. And then in June, we have the Kentucky and then West Virginia. July, we have Missouri. August, on the 14th, is Maryland, D.C. And then on August 28th, we have Hawaii, Kansas, and Ohio. So those EQSO parties going right down to Labor Day, or right before Labor Day, I should say. And I'm back. And all right, so parks on the year. And by the way, welcome to the Algonquin Amateur Club Biweekly update, and thanks for watching. So we're up to the parts we're talking parks on the year. Well, parks on the year, it's loaded. Remember what I was mentioning to you about the QSO parties on 5/1? Well, looks like a few people are operating that weekend, as well as 5/8, 5/11, 5/15, 6/9, 6/19, and 7/04. Ooh, July 4th. So parks on the year is a great way to turn around and just get out in the get out into a park and operate. Get some batteries, get yourself a wired antenna, throw it up. Or if you have a vertical, throw it up. Okay, and operate. What you want to do at first is before you go out there, go to www.parksontheair.com and go ahead and schedule your event here. Post it, and people will find you. Now, for those who don't want to go out to the park but still want to play, you can do it from home and get as many of parks as possible. So try to get all these parks as possible if you can. And I'm thinking about putting a contest together for the club members. How many parks did you get in the month of whatever? Let me hear your feedback on that. Okay, KA1GDQ at awrl.net or gmail.com. All right, so go ahead and do that. All right. And tell me if that's a good idea. We'll just bragging rights. I'll print up a couple of certificates, and things like that, and we'll give them out to everybody. So, all right. So there's your Parks on the Year information. All right. If you want more information about Parks on the Year, here are some websites, some YouTube channels, I should say. Ham Radio 2.0 has done one. K8MRD has a little blurb, and so does KM4ACK. And how they went out and did it, and they talk about it and everything else. Definitely go out and take a look at it. I even think Ham Radio Crash Course may have done one too, but so look at Ham Radio Crash Course with that, with Parks on the Air together, and you might find something. So take a look, see what else we can come across. Podcasts, great information. You're driving home, you don't want to listen to radio. The Sox aren't on, the Bruins aren't on, whatever is going on. If you have a smartphone and you can connect it to your car audio system, download these podcasts, subscribe to these podcasts. They'll show up in the podcast folder, and everything when they do, they'll come up. On the air, I think it's once a month or once every other month, and the Eclectic Tech is, I think, bi-weekly. So take a look at them, listen to what's going on with them. I haven't listened to them recently. I mean, I probably did. I probably did listen to them. It's been a little bit now. I don't think these were them. So I did not update this. My apologies. I'll try to do that next time. So, but definitely on the air, AWR on the air, in Eclectic Tech. Great information. Great way to learn about the hobby. Little idiosyncrasies about the hobby, and things of that nature. So go ahead and take a listen, okay? And then both those, more information on this is up on the ARRL site. Some non-ARRL podcasts, very popular with some of us, is actually probably quite a few hams. It's Ham Nation. We have Gordo, we have Don, we have Amanda, there's Valerie. Now, Dawn, Amanda, and Valerie have all done talks for us, and Gordo is next, and they need to get a hold of him for April's. So, I mean, for May's talk. So, um, I want to thank those guys for taking their time out and taking part of our meetings. So, and so to Dawn and Amanda and Valerie, thank you very much. And Gordo, we're looking forward to hearing from you. And please contact me at ka1gdq@arl.net or gmail.com and drop me a note and tell me if you can help us out, Gordo. All right. And so there's that. So you have also Amateur Logic TV, which is run by George, who was a active member of Ham Nation. I think he still appears from time to time, but not as much as he used to. Okay, and Don 85DW is also part of the Amateur Radio Newsline, which is sitting by my little screen behind me over here. So sorry guy, sorry Donnie, but Amateur Radio Newsline. Been there for years. I used to listen to him on the 1.8 repeater in Bridgewater when I went to my 2AT when I was living in Holbrook. Able to hear what's going on in the amateur radio world. Great program. Been long running. I've been in ham since 1979, 1880 thereabouts. I got to double check the dates on that. I can't find my original license. And it was around back then. So definitely a great job by the crews at Amateur Radio Newsline. So once again, that's also a podcast you can download. It'll show up usually every Friday. So, and that's our bi-weekly update. Please check out the Algonquin Amateur Radio Club Algonquin Amateur Radio Club website at www.n1em. That's November 1 Echo Mike.org. Also check out the newsletter on there that's put together by our great treasurer Ken, K1GFN. Also check out our Facebook page as well. All right, facebook.com/group/Algonquin Amateur Radio Club. Yes, this is the actual my little script for when I close off the net. So, but I do want to say thank you very much for watching. I do apologize. I don't know when the next one's going to be out and I'm going to be able to get out. Hopefully, it's going to be every other week. So I'm actually by skipping a week, I'm back on track. Basically, we're just missing one. So maybe the Bike Weekly might become a monthly update. Hopefully not, but if I have to because of work for a while, it may happen that way. Any questions with Field Day coming up? Museum ships, POTA, anything like that, please email me, k1gdq@arl.net or gmail.com. And if I don't have answers, I can give you points to where to go to get the answers. Okay. So there we go. All right. So once again, 73. Thanks for watching the Algonquin Amateur Radio Club weekly Sunday night nets bi-weekly update. Okay. Please join us on the 446-675 repeater if you're in the area for the 4-hour weekly net PL 88.5 and that -5 offset. We'll get you right on it. If you can come up and join us, and hopefully we can get to know everybody. Let's get that repeater working. That repeater works it has a good footprint, and believe it or not, the only time it gets used that I hear of is when I get on there talking to one of the new guys. But the net and activations due to EOC or events. So let's use that repeater. Let's use it. Let's keep it going. We got to keep it. That's so we know it's still up and running. So let's let's get more within the more comments and more connections within the club. Let's start talking. So once again, double check, and if you can, go back to slides and get the information, and I'll email it out to everybody for that discussion on the RF exposure. It's going to be very important for us all. Okay, so for the licensings and renewals and everything else. So let's do that. All right. So this is Joe Reynolds, KA1GDQ.
Joe from New England. Folks, check out my channel. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on KA1GDQ and Joe from New England. All right, it's gonna be on both, so if you get me on either channel. All right, um, and please, and let me hear your comments. Let me hear your information. So, all right, if you're interested in joining the club, you go up to the website www.n1em.org, and you can go ahead and click on um, join. It just says join, and click on it, and then you'll be able to download the application and go ahead and email it to the club secretary, secretary at n1em.org, and the president at n1em.org, and I'll go right to them. Okay, so do that. So once again, 73. This is KA1GDQ, wishing you a great and happy, happy spring. And today was 78 degrees here in Marlboro. Beautiful outside. We went for a walk and everything else. So please get out there, enjoy the good weather, protect yourself. Don't forget to wear your mask, social distance, get your vaccines, and let's get rid of this. Let's put this thing off aside so we can get out there and play ham radio. Thanks for watching.
And welcome back to your Gunkwin Amateur Radio Club bi-weekly update. I'm going to try to make it bi-weekly, but I haven't been successful at it yet. All right, so we've discussed everything. One thing I didn't, and I realized this after I did it, there's one more piece of information that's going to be on a breaking news, a little old breaking news actually. But don't forget that coming up in the near future, if you don't have your license or if you don't upgrade, it will cost you $35. And from what I've read and what I understand, now I haven't seen it yet, so but it seems like when you go take your test, you pay the $15, and then you got to submit the 35 directly to the FCC through the website or a website or whatever it may be. Um, so that's the way it's going to do it. And then if you're a GMRS license operator, you can that's going to go down to 35 as well. Um, so basically, it's still going to be 10 years for each license, $35 a piece, 70 bucks. So, but I was paying that for the GMRS anyway, so they got my money either way. So with that, watch any breaking news and follow up on that, and don't forget your the Aarc exposures. That's going to change May 3rd. All right. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Okay. And next time, we'll see you next time on the bi-weekly update for the Gunko Amateur Radio Club. I'm Joe, K1GDQ 73.